Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Neha. For those of you who are new here, hello and welcome. I am a mother to two girls, Amira, who's 2.5 years old, and Anahita, who's 14 months old. And on this channel, I make videos related to motherhood, entrepreneurship, and health. Also, I make vlogs about my life, my family, our routines, and so on and so forth. So if any of that kind of content interests you, then please do consider subscribing. In my previous video, which was a few weeks ago, and I apologize for that, I had spoken about all the things we do not let our kids do. And today, it is a part 2 of that video. So I'm going to be talking about all the things we do let our kids do. My kids are 2.5 years old and 14 months old, like I said, and they're still pretty young and dependent on us for a lot of their needs. However, they are in this toddler stage, which I think is the most curious, most inquisitive stage of any person's life, because they're constantly learning, evolving, growing, reaching milestones every single month of their growth. Hence, it's so important to give them the right kind of exposure, the right kind of experience, have certain ground rules set, because these first 5 years are the foundational years, the formative years of any child's life. And when you give them the right kind of upbringing, education, rules, learnings, teachings, it doesn't have to be just going to school, just the things you do on an everyday basis, that really takes them a long way in their life, much into their lives when they are young kids or teenagers and even adulthood. So the first thing that we do let our kids do is allow them to freely explore their surroundings when we're outdoors. So for example, when we are in a backyard or in the playground or in the park, we just let them be and let them do whatever they want to do. So my younger one has just started taking her first steps. She still prefers crawling, but once in a while she'll take a few steps. So we just let her be. She has a push walker that she uses sometimes. So we take that out in the park or just around our street and supervise them for sure. My older one, Amira, she's 2.5 years old, super energetic. She wants to run, she wants to jump, she wants to just climb on everything and talk and explore and ask a million questions, and we let her be in her natural state, in her natural element. When we are out in public, out in a public place or in a social setting, we have all these rules and regulations and norms that the society has set for us, and that's good for us in a way because it helps us be more civil and be more disciplined in life. However, when you're this young and when you're out in the nature, I believe that it's very important to just let yourself loose. Even for us as adults, we just let ourselves loose when we're outdoors in the nature, because sometimes you just need that to explore, for your mental growth, for your physical growth, even for your emotional growth. And that's what we let them do. Kids are the most curious creatures ever that you'll find on the planet, and all these rules and laws kind of restrict their emotional, their mental and their physical growth to some extent. And like I said, that's why when we're in a social setting or when we're in a public place, of course we have to behave in a certain way, but when we're out in the nature, it's okay. There are no rules. If you fall down, if you have a few scratches on your knees or on your elbow or on your head, it's okay. You can just brush it off, or you can put some band-aid on it and move on. Of course, we do ensure that it doesn't get too serious and they're safe while they're doing it, but a few scratches is not going to harm anyone, and I think you need that. You need to fall down to be able to learn how to get up and move on. The second thing that we do let them do is have their independent playtime. I feel it's so important for every human being, whether you're a child or an adult, to have that independent time, that alone time just by yourself. So if you're an adult, you might enjoy watching TV, watching a show, a movie, or just reading a book, or just sitting in a corner quietly and sipping your tea or coffee. That might be your independent time. For kids, it might be according to age, it might be different things. Like my younger one, Anahita, she has a very short attention span right now. She'll have like 5 to 10 minutes of independent playtime. So I will get involved with her in an activity. I'll play with her, I'll engage with her for some time, and then I'll leave her to play by herself while I step aside, go to a different room or go to a different part of the room where she cannot really see me, and then let her be. And it's fun because she will just crawl around or try to walk by herself and pick up books. Sometimes she'll just throw books, or she'll pick up toys. And the other day I actually saw her taking 2 pieces of blocks and she was trying to put them, and if I were there, she would run to me and give me the blocks and expect me to do it for her. But I was just observing her from a distance, and I saw that she was actually trying to do it by herself. So when you leave kids and give them that little independent space, it really helps them get more creative. It helps them learn that when you're bored, you need to find things to do to entertain yourself, and they're not constantly looking at you for entertainment. The third thing that we do let our kids do is self-feed. I did not know the importance of this with Amira. When I first became a mom, I was always feeding her because it was more convenient to just do it. It was less messy, of course, because I would feed her, and I was just not sure if she would be able to do it by herself. But honestly, kids always surprise me, and kids are way smarter than what we think they are. So with my second one, I let her self-feed since she was 6.5, 7 months old, and she learned how to use a spoon by herself. I never really taught her. She probably observed us, she was observing her sister, and she learned to use a spoon, and she is so good at eating by herself with a spoon, with hands. Yes, it does get super messy. There's like food everywhere. Sometimes there's stains on the clothes as well. But you know what? That's a little price that we have to pay if we want them to be independent eaters, to be able to feed themselves without us always being around them and sitting with them. That's extremely important. It helps a lot in fine motor skills. They learn how to use a spoon. They learn how to pick up the food with a spoon and feed it to themselves, and they can decide the quantity that they want to eat because they are eating it by themselves, so they know when to stop. They're very smart. Kids always know how much hunger they have and how much they want to eat. But when we feed them, we have a set quantity of food that we expect them to finish. Even sometimes if they're not hungry, we try to force feed it. We try to distract them by playing music or playing the TV or singing or talking to them, and that's not really healthy in my opinion, because we all have an instinct and we know how much our body needs at that time, and that's how much we're going to eat actually. So self-feeding from a younger age is, in my opinion, extremely important. The fourth thing that we do let them do is resolve any of their issues independently by themselves without always intervening right from the beginning. So they're kids, they're only 19 months apart, so both are very little, so they do have constant fights. They pull each other's hair, they snatch toys, they sometimes push each other, and all of those crazy things happen all the time in my house. And initially I would be super scared because I would not want them to hurt each other, or especially Anna because she's the younger one. But over time I started just stepping aside and observing what they do. A lot of times I would just say it once that don't fight, it's not good to fight, let her play with her toy first, it's her turn now, and then you can get yours. I kind of reinforce those things, but after a point I stop and I just wait and watch how they deal with that situation. Amira, who's the older one, she is so understanding now that she knows that she's not supposed to always snatch Anna's toys. So even if that happens without her realizing it, after a point she'll stop and she'll just give up, and she'll let Anna play with it for a bit, and then after like a few minutes she'll go and take it from her. So by not always interfering and intervening, you giving your children the opportunity to problem solve issues or conflicts by themselves. And problem solving, as we know, is such an important life skill which we always do as adults. Every single day we're problem solving something or the other in our lives, and this starts at an early age. So if you know how to problem solve, you don't always have to run to mommy or daddy to help you with every small little problem. Of course, if there are bigger issues or if it gets to that extent, we're always there to come and help them out. But for smaller things, siblings need to work it out themselves, because that's going to help them when they go in school and meet people from different cultures and backgrounds. And problem solving is, I would just say, like, I know I'm repeating this, but it's such an important life skill, and it starts now at this age. So now coming to the fifth thing that we do let our kids do is we allow them to express their emotions or feelings freely without being scared or without feeling intimidated. So if they're angry, if they're hurt, if they're happy, if they're excited, if they're sleepy, if they're hungry, whatever it is, we are teaching them how to use their words to express themselves without being scared of saying what they feel. Now, since my kids are young, there is a sort of distance. What I mean is there is some sort of respect that I expect them to give us because we are much older. We are parents, we are their nurturers, caregivers, they're confident people whom they can come to anytime without being scared or afraid of anything, and we're there to protect them. However, when they grow, when they reach their teenage or early adulthood, that is when I believe the relationship between a parent and a child would change. And from being parents and children, it would be more of a friendly relationship. However, this is not that time. We are not their friends at this stage. We are their parents, we are their teachers, we are their nurturers, we are their protectors. So we do have some rules in the house where we discipline our kids because they're still too young. However, there should not be any hesitation to express your feelings, and that is the distinction that we're trying to teach them, that yes, you do respect us, you do not shout, you do not yell or kick or hit us, but if you're feeling hurt, if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling whatever, you always come and talk to us and we'll be there. We'll be there to support you, we'll be there to talk to you, we'll be there to comfort you. So there is that gap of a parent and a child, but then there is no gap when it comes to expressing your emotions or your feelings, because that's what we're here for. That's what our job is as parents. I hope that made sense, and I'm really sorry if my voice sounds a little odd because I've been recovering from a cold and a cough which lasted like almost a month now. It's getting much better and I'm sipping on my water to hydrate myself, but yeah, it's crazy. This time of the year it always happens. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please like it, share it, let me know in the comments what you think, and do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you very soon with another video, maybe a vlog, maybe an informational video, I don't know, let's see, but see you soon. Bye.